Love it when buddies drop into Under the Nut Tree, and I'm lucky enough that my dear old friend, Mr. Glenn Wool, stand-up comedian, raconteur, and friend of, God, when did we first meet each other? Edinburgh 2000, I think.
Yeah.
When was your first Edinburgh?
Oh, yeah, would have been, yeah. Yeah, no, it was 2000. I'm definite on that.
You were exotic then, man. You were like, there wasn't many Canadians. Well, Phil Nicol was around, I think.
Wilmot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Campbell and Stewart. I think that was
right.
about it.
Yeah. But boy, we were fresh-faced babies. Oh my God. You're still going.
I know.
Still rocking it, man.
Yeah, I just remember how chaotic the whole time was. You know, you think back and you're like, how was I going up and going to work at that time too?
Oh, it was crazy. I think that first year where we met you, 2000, we just launched puppetry there, and we saw the sun come up every single day for a month.
Yeah.
Mind you only get about 4 hours of darkness up there.
Yeah.
I missed it all. I didn't see darkness.
Yeah, it was sort of like summer camp too, where the show, all our shows would wrap up, and then like we'd form this little clique, and we had to find everybody. Like it was like the big transformer had to get back together. Like, well, we need the arms. So where are the penis boys? We can't win. It's not a party with the penis boys.
They were far away. Trust me.
Oh yeah. Just go to the latest bar that's open. Oh, there they are.
So you started in Canada.
I did.
But you got out of there pretty quick, didn't you?
I was there for about 3 years. So
was there much of a comedy scene?
Yeah. The problem with the Canadian comedy scene, though, is that the distances you have to travel. And I mean, you'd understand this too from Australia.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah, so you're doing club stuff and you're doing what we'd call Star of David tours, because the guys who book the tours, they don't have to be on the drive. So, you know, you go from one across the map. If you went distance to distance, it would make a Star of David. And yeah, I mean, I remember the first one. You're talking about food. Me and the other comic is a guy named Pat Maliha. We both got our first headline tour. They gave us a co-headline tour of the back rooms of Saskatchewan. It was like a real B run too. It wasn't like, you know, wasn't the best rooms they had, but me and Patrick were so excited. We thought, this is it. We're famous now, basically. We're co-headlining. So none of us read the paperwork properly, and this is Saskatchewan in December. And I took my car because, I mean, I would have been about 22 or 21 around then. I didn't winterize the thing at all. I just took it from British Columbia to the dead of Saskatchewan, tundra, winter, and we didn't realize that we got paid at the end of the tour. We thought it was going to be cash every night. So first day of the tour, we buy these ridiculous Russian guard hats from like a Kmart, like a Walmart kind of deal. And, you know, we bought a big bucket of family packed KFC.
Always had a bucket of chicken in the
Yeah. There was, this one came with the loaded chocolates and stuff, and we were just splashing cash. We didn't give a shit. We're like, oh yeah, you know, we'll go as we go. We weren't even really looking to make money off the thing. First night, go to get paid. They're like, no, it's the end of the run. We actually call the office, like, what's going on? And they're like, no, look, read the contract. You get paid, or you get it all at the end. Buy check. And so it comes down to it. Now, the car is freezing up every night because it hasn't been winterized properly. So any money we had is taken to keep the car on the road. So there's no money. We're eating for dinner whatever the
frozen roadkill,
whatever the club would give us. So we had popcorn for dinner once, and it was at the end, and they were like, you know, because it was the end of the night. There's like the machine that's half full of popcorn. We're like, what are you gonna do with that? And they're like, oh, just throw it away. So we got a big bag of popcorn in the car now. We're living off the chocolates that have been left, and we got these stupid Russian guard hats that we're staring at each other, starving. Because we starved for a week. We've got just enough for gas.
Oh man.
We're doing the last gig, and it's a Christmas gig in an oil town, and it's it's in a school gymnasium, but it's one of those school gymnasiums. They used to have little kitchens attached to them for functions, and they're like, well, we're having a Christmas dinner, but we're gonna serve it after the show. You guys are more than welcome to have a dinner afterwards. And we haven't really eaten for a week, so we had to do a show, salivating like the turkey was being prepared. It was like a cartoon.
Just drooling.
Yeah. For my next joke, I'm gonna try not slip in that puddle my mouth has created.
So that's when you decided to get the fuck out of Canada.
Yeah, it was a pretty good.
Yeah. Australia was like that too. People in the UK don't really understand, but you can have like a 10-hour drive between gigs.
Yeah.
Here that's like one end of the country to the other, with
If
traffic.
you have 10 hours, you're in the sea.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to explain to someone the other day that like Darwin to Adelaide is the same as Scotland to Morocco, but there's nothing in the middle.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing in the middle.
Yeah.
It's such big countries. And I mean, Canada was like that. Last time I did Canada, we drove from Vancouver across to Saskatoon, is it?
Yeah.
And that's across the plains. I mean, it's so beautiful. There was just like snowy owls, and there was a little dusting of snow. We were in one of those big vehicles. They got good cars over there.
Yeah.
Those huge big GMC things.
Yeah. You need them.
But it was just beautiful. But again, there was like one place for food in about a 9-hour drive. There was like one little place in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Yeah, and they know that too. At
Yeah.
that place.
Oh yeah. No cheap petrol. Jesus.
Oh yeah, we'll go to the next guy if you don't like the price. We can.
Yeah.
Off into the distance.
And what about the Montreal Festival? Did you do that?
Oh yeah. I always liked going to do Montreal because I could get.
It's a great festival.
Well, also, it was sort of like a homecoming for me. So I would be able to get like just snacks because I lived in England every time I got to Montreal Festival. So there's a snack called Hawkins Cheesies. It's a Canadian. It's basically Cheetos, but they're better. They're the best cheese-based snack in the world.
Twisties?
No, I'm telling you, man. I've had converts. I've had American converts on this.
Okay.
They are by far the best, and I don't even try to get them when I'm here because I go home and I gorge myself to the point of not wanting to eat. Like, it's just.
Or your beard to be yellow.
Oh, yeah, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I've eaten a large bag of cheesies for dinner on more than one occasion in Canada just because I couldn't stop myself. And then I was full and I'm like, well, that's dinner.
I remember when we arrived for the Montreal Festival the first time. You know how they have the French Festival just beforehand? So we were chosen. We were allowed to do because Montreal, not like Edinburgh or Melbourne comedy festivals where you get to do a 1-hour show. You get to do 10-minute spots, don't you?
Yeah.
10, 15-minute spots. But they let us do our whole 1-hour show. So we did it for the French Festival, and then we did the Montreal Comedy Festival. And I remember we were coming through customs and we were lining up, and there was about 6 lines, and we were right down the back, and this little Frenchman came out and he's like, "Marinette de penne." And I'm like, I'm saying to Freddie, I think that's us. That's us. And he's like, "Marinette de penne." And so sure enough, I put my hand up and he takes us in, and there's like a glass box behind the lines, and you can't see in, but you can see out. We go in and there's a very stern-looking Frenchman behind a desk in there, and there's 2 other guys, and you go, "Marinette de penne." And say, "Yes," and he goes, "You do La Tour Eiffel?" And I went, "The Eiffel Tower?" "Yes, we do the Eiffel Tower." And he goes, And he goes, he motions for the guy to shut the door. And then all of a sudden, one of the queues shuts down, and this other guy runs in, and everyone of that queue has to move, spread out, and he goes, "We must see the Tour Eiffel," and we're like, "What?" And he's going, "Yep." So, Friendy's yours. So Friendy's dropped his pants and done the Eiffel Tower, and they've hit the ground laughing. And I'm just watching all the queues outside. They can't see in, but they could hear this screaming laughter. And they're all like, what the hell's going on? 2 more lines shut down, right? So now there's only 2 lines going, and these other guys come running in as well, and they're going, and he's going, what else? And I say, escargot, we do the snail. And he's like, fell on the ground laughing. We ended up doing about 8 tricks for them. Next thing you know, they've stamped our passports, carried our bags.
Stamp your ball bag.
It was unbelievable. It was the best welcome to a city we've ever had. And
wow.
You might say that Montreal embraced the penis. Yes. It went crazy.
I'm just shocked more people didn't come forward when there was a penis, like when the guy was announcing a penis puppetry. I could see a couple go, I'll take one.
Yeah, I'll take that. I got one. I got one.
Yeah, if I could cut the line, I'd do some tricks, whatever.
I remember after the festival, we snuck off to Cuba, because you can fly straight into Cuba from there.
Yeah.
And again, we were coming back, and I remember we were in the line, but we weren't coming back to work, so to speak. And there's another little Frenchman just popped his head and goes, "Hey, penis man, hey, come," and just like dragged us up again. I'd be curious to go back now and just see if they still love us as much as they did. It was crazy. And TV too was interesting there. We had to go do a breakfast TV show, and normally it's just like a quick chat for about 5 minutes. So we didn't go to sleep. We didn't go to bed. We were out clubbing all night long. And then we turn up to this TV show expecting to just have a quick chat. And they're going, "Oh, no, you're co-hosting 3 hours." And they made Friendy do the co-host and do the traffic report and the weather. And you can imagine what he was like.
Pointing.
Keep the sunglasses on, Friendy.
Pointing out weather systems with his knob. Coming over the Bay of Gaspé.
So, and Toronto was such a beautiful city. Where were you from? Where was home?
Well, oddly, I was born in Mississauga, which is a suburb of Toronto, but
right.
I didn't live there. We left when I was 2.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I've been back a few times, but yeah, I'm more West Coast than
right. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful part of the land. And then, but I mean, you're just one of the most well-traveled comedians. I remember I was listening to Mark Maron podcast once, and he was like, "This fucking Glenn Wool, man, he's all over. He can go to Belgium and they know him. He can go to Holland, they know him. Germany, fucking, it's quite extraordinary. You're like one of the most well-traveled comedians in the world."
Mark Maron was the American comic that loved cheesies. He's tweeted about it. He's tweeted about it. Like, he's like, how was this kept from me? Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people have sort of followed that path now. And but yeah, I was one of the first ones just to sort of troubadour it. For 5 years, I lived on the road. It wasn't like living in my car or anything. I was going like...
Not a hobo.
No. Close.
He got out. He didn't sleep in the car all the time.
Not all the time. So it was too hot sometimes. I had to sleep on the roof like a Mumbai cab driver. I would follow comedy festivals around the world and, play clubs and do tours. I had management in America, Europe, and Australia, and they were all different managers.
Right.
So what I'd do is I'd give them each a block of time to book me in that region, and then I'd always take a 2-week buffer between regions throughout the year. But when you're in demand like that, it's tough to never tell people about the buffer. That's what I'm saying, because they were all eating the buffer, going, well, just put it on the other side. Just take an extra week on the other side because you got to take this opportunity. So for 5 years, I worked pretty straight across the globe, yeah. Don't ever do that, kids.
Did you ever have much to do with probably my favourite comedian of all time, and definitely Canadian, apart from you, of course, Norm Macdonald?
I did. I met him once. He was very kind to me. He said he said when he saw me, it reminded him of the first time he saw Sam Kinison.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
That's a big rap.
Yeah.
And you had a lovely run-in with Robin Williams too, and
oh yeah.
I mean, what a joy that man was.
Well, yeah, I was in San Francisco, and there's this big big comedy show they put on in the park every year.
Yeah. And
every year there's a secret guest, and every year that secret guest was Robin Williams. It was just an open secret, So I'm backstage, and with all these other comics that are going to be on, and I'm in line for chimichangas. They put a spread out for the comics, and it's a sizable line. Robin Williams shows up. The whole line just scatters, and they surround him, and I'm just like, I don't give a shit. Mork for mork. I'm hungry. It's just, I don't want to be sycophantic. It's just. So I'm scooping stuff on my plate. He breaks through the crowd and comes up to me, and because it was in the daytime too, I had sunglasses on, and he broke through the crowd and came up to me, and he said, "Oh, Glenn, whoa, you're a very funny man." And I was just like, well done. So, because my eyes are as big as saucers, but I've got sunglasses on, so you can't tell it.
Right.
But I'm paused, and then he's like sort of he's taking it back. So he goes, "My name's Robin Williams." It's like, oh, hello, Robin. Apparently, he'd seen a television program I'd done called The Green Room. And he really liked it, and he was, with
the great Paul Provenza.
Yeah, with Provenza.
Yeah.
And he was quoting material from it, like he's quoting my material to me, and I was just like, wow.
He's probably doing it on stage.
Not this material, Horace. This was the retarded porn material.
Oh, you're right.
I don't think even Robin could get. I couldn't get away with it many times, but no, he liked it for its sort of fearlessness. And then it was nice for me because I hung around and talked to him, and he was just a very playful man. Like I could tell it was hard because he wanted to joke, but for me, it just was like, Jesus, you didn't want to try too hard, but like a really, really solid dude, and knew way more comics than you think he would. Like more than he had to. Like circuit
loved
comics.
Stand-up. That was his passion.
Absolutely loved it. So I loved it too because a lot of times the comics that I meet I meet famous people, but my parents don't know who they are. They're famous now, but I was able to send an email back to my folks, telling them that story, and my mom recounted this to me because it came in. The email came in, and she read it aloud to my father. And he was really, really proud, and they were both sort of smiling and like, our boy's done good. Robin Williams knows who he is, and we all know this goddamn Popeye. Popeye knows who our son is. We've done something right. And there was a woman that used to help my mother with the cleaning every Tuesday. She'd come in, and her name was Mina, and she was there, but my mom sort of forgot she was there. She's, polishing a thing or whatever. And just after reading that email, and they're glowing, Mina goes, "Robin, he's a wonderful guy." apparently Robin Williams had filmed a movie where in like a small town in British Columbia where Mina had lived. Like this was like 20 years before.
Right.
And everyone in the town knew Robin Williams and knew him to be that. And I just thought, like, what an amazing triangulation.
Yeah.
You know you're that good of a human if, two parents are having an email read about their son, and then the person, yeah, he's a good guy. I know him.
So that brings me back to another thing I wanted to talk to you about is how have you dealt? I mean, you walked a very, I wouldn't say a fine line. I mean, back in the old days, there was no line with comedy. You could say whatever you wanted.
There was a few lines.
There was a few. But now that line has moved, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Or has it?
I think it's moved back now.
I think smoker.
Yeah. I think they tried to cripple comedy. It didn't work, and now everybody's acting like they didn't try to do that.
Right.
Like the big, like, no one ever got canceled. It was like, well, no, but you tried. You
tried real hard.
Yeah. It's like working on the atomic bomb for 20 years and never quite getting it to work. Like, nobody got blown up. And say, well, yeah, because you dropped the timer too soon, and it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because it's come out. Like I haven't seen the episode because it came out last night. But the South Park guys, that might be the thing that derails Trump. Apparently,
on the mount. It's certainly made. He's got steam pouring out his ears. He's not very happy about it.
Yeah, man. And that's why. That's why it was like that, and that's why freedom of speech has to be like that. You can't pick and choose. You can't go. Yeah, everybody should be allowed to say what they want to say, as long as it's one of the four prescribed opinions that we all have, and then we don't have to question because I've solved it for you. So I'll pick what can be said. You're free to say it, but I get to pick. Yeah.
It's a crazy old time. I think I got off the stage just in time.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, you could have got Me Too'd by an audience.
They paid for it.
Yeah.
They wanted to see it.
They had been using their Montreal posters, and it didn't say it in English. And I had a penis waggled in my face for over an hour. And then another one came out, and I thought it was a hamburger. It wasn't.
There were no strings.
No. I am a marine biologist, and that was not a sea anemone.
Dear.
You always know if you make the cameraman laugh, that's how you
I'm having trouble keeping this covered.
Now, on that note, might be time to load up the smoker pretty soon. You would have done a lot of smoking in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love it. But, Canada, they do it. It's you see your neighbor buys a smoker, and, not so much now. It's sort of gone to that. But in the old days, it was because he was a hunter, and the prick was about to smoke trout or something. Whole neighborhood was gonna stink. Like sort of give them bad flies, seasonal flies for the wrong season because you don't want them bringing anything home.
Oh God! I remember the first when we were in Montreal. I was walking down the street and there was just like this huge queue, and I'm like. And I never queue up for anything, but I thought, this is fascinating. So I just joined the queue. Next thing you know, it's like a smoked meat sandwich. And it was just the best thing I'd ever had, this brisket sandwich.
In Montreal?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's famous for it.
God.
Famous for it, the Jewish delis. Yeah. There's a good one, I don't know if it's still there, but Brick Lane has a brisket and bagels. And because I was there 20 years ago, but the shop looked like it was from the 50s. It was just like, it was like that sort of, you don't see shops like that anymore, but it sort of kept it to keep, like sometimes you see shops trying to recreate that, going, yeah, we've been here he's open last week, but this was the real deal. And
I love the real deal.
Yeah.
The window was just piled with briskets.
Yeah.
And just like, slowly through the day, the stack of briskets would go down, and then you can finally see in there. But it was literally a piece of bread with some butter and brisket.
And mustard. So you got to get the right mustard. But this is what I used to love, because I lived in Brick Lane. I come home from Comedy Store on a Saturday night, and this is back when you could do like 4 or 5 gigs on a Saturday in London, and so your wallet, you're just stacked with cash, and I'd go there and I'd buy a brisket sandwich, and this would be like 1 or 2 in the morning. It's still open, and you could get Sunday's papers. They'd already come out.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, you get the buzz of 5 shows, you get this meat, and then information. Yeah, it was good.
Fantastic. All right, well, so I think it's time to load up some tomahawks. You going to give me a hand?
Yeah, man.
Let's get it on. So these have been in the fridge for about 5 days, just with a little bit of salt. They're going to be just beautiful, man. Just beautiful. Pack them in as tight as you can. That's it, like that.
Sweet.
Wish you could hang around for dinner, man.
I do too. Well, that's okay. I'll eat Green Room Comedy Club food.
You're gonna get some.
I'm sure they'll have tomahawks on.
Chicken wings. Next time.
For sure.
Hey, you're on the road with Jim Jeffrey soon?
Yes, in November, I will be with Jim, and the other opener is Andrew Maxwell.
Right.
And me and Andrew have a podcast together called Egypts of the World, and you should definitely check it out.
Check it out. It's a weekly recap on events, hilariously done by the great Andrew Maxwell and my friend, Mr. Glenn Wool.
It's done weekly with 2 E's.
Thanks, buddy. Great seeing you.
Thank you too, man.
Check out glennwool.com.
I'm on Instagram too, Glenn @GlennWool.